Welcome to the TDC Today Show communities. My name is Sue Roskoff. The Disability Channel, or TDC, is out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, showcasing abilities. TDC is committed to providing quality digital media production services, education, and employment programs by and for persons with disabilities and veterans. TDC offers digital media production, video production, post-production, social media, and podcast creation, production, and support. TDC offers education and employment programming, which includes digital media courses to persons with disabilities who are unemployed and underemployed. TDC also offers community partnerships. Through partnerships and sponsorships, community partners and organizations become ability champions by supporting media created by and for people with disabilities. We are your USA team, and we have quite a lineup for you tonight. I'm actually going to start with something actually rather special here. We are going to go ahead and play a video uh, from some amazing work that has been done with Marianne of Waikiki and all of the wonderful productions that she has going. There is a new video available, and I'm going to go ahead and bring that up so that you all can enjoy the latest and greatest of what is happening in the world of Marianne of Waikiki. Just gonna make sure I've got my sound set. Give me one moment here, sharing my screen with my sound. And somehow, hang in there. I am clicking once and it's clicking multiple times. So I will, there we go. Now I got the sound. It's no fun to watch it if you can't hear it, but you know, that kind of goes to show what it would be like and why you need to have ASL as part of your literary experience here. But here we go. This is the amazing video that Marianne is bringing to us.
What if you could help save the ocean just by listening to a story? Set sail with underwater acts of kindness. Join Noah, the hard-of-hearing humpback whale, and his marine friends as they take on the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. On their journey between Hawaii and California, they discover an enormous pile of plastic, but with teamwork and courage, they plan to clean it up. With the guidance of DAW General of the New Earth Army, they rally ocean creatures and you to help restore our seas. Now available on Amazon Audible, listen as author Marianne of Waikiki narrates this inspiring adventure, featuring mesmerizing music by Lucy and the Perfect Wave and Nick's guitar, echoing the sounds of whales and dolphins. This book is dedicated to Boy and Slat, founder of The Ocean Cleanup, making waves for a cleaner future. Sing along with Noah's song and dive into a world of peace, love, happiness, and thanks. After reading, visit the Acts of Kindness series YouTube channel for more adventures. Learn the ASL ABCS with Dr. Fingers, the fingerspelling hermit crab on YouTube, kids. Get coloring books now at www.actsofkindnessseries.com and Amazon. Plus, grab your New Earth Army t-shirt and pledge to protect our planet. Underwater Acts of Kindness by Marianne of Waikiki, available now on Amazon, Audible, and actsofkindnessseries.com.
Amazing. I love all the things that's happening here with the world of Marianne of Waikiki. So Marianne, come on in and say hi. How are you today?
Well, aloha and ola, and thank you so much for having me on this weekly interview, Milwaukee. Now we roll over to the Today Show with some amazing guests, and we're meeting a new literary agent, author. The universe is really providing for us. So, yeah, that we just launched that new video last week. I'm really excited, and we are sharing that around the world, especially on the World of Ability YouTube channel now. And so now it really shows more of showing the story of ocean cleanup and the Great Pacific Garbage Patch and introducing our guests. We got more to come. And I want to thank everybody too of being on the World of Ability podcast last Saturday. We rolled over and we supported Zach Clayton for his fundraiser for 20
I think the sound is going out just
where
a little bit here. I can share those. Zach Clayton, he had a podcast that went for 22 hours
of
straight.
PST Project Guard. Are we still on there? Is there a glitch?
There we go. Now we can hear you. We were
Hello?
losing you for a moment. You're back. Oh, Marianne, can you hear me?
Hello?
Uh-oh, I think.
Yes, I can.
Oh, there we go. For a moment there, I thought the universe was interrupting us, but you were back. So you were saying about Zach Clayton. Oh, actually, yep. Hopefully she'll be able to make it back. But she was telling us about last weekend. Zach Clayton did an amazing event on 222. So on February 22nd, in honor of that big statistic of we lose 22 veterans every day to suicide. So he chose 222 to be able to actually highlight this, do something about it, bring the awareness out and share, oh my gosh, 22 hours straight of podcasting. And we were able to be part of that. Marianne was part of it. I know Alan was there, Kurt was there. There was a long list of people that he was able to get involved in what was going on with that podcast. And it was amazing. I learned so much. And I still haven't listened to all of it. I mean, it's 22 hours. So there's a lot of content there. And I guarantee you will enjoy every bit of that. Go listen to it, learn, find out some great stories, and meet some amazing people. It really was a great, great event. And I'm glad that Marianne, that you were able to join us for that and share the things that you're doing as well. And alluding to, we do have a wonderful new friend joining us tonight. Cathy Stuckart is joining us, and she is an absolutely delight. I got to meet her earlier this evening, and we've been having such a fun time. I've enjoyed stories and learning all the different things that you are doing. Come on in, say hello, and if you want to share a little bit about who you are, I would love that. Welcome, Cathy.
Okay. Well, disabilities are a particular interest of mine. My father was a World War II disabled guy with a 48% disability. He was not able to hold a job very well. He was slotted into some jobs that tested his leg where he'd been shot, and he just couldn't do them. So that I grew up in a time mostly guys were the bread earners, the big bread earners. My mother was the bread earner. And there were three kids, well, four, but there were three kids who survived to adulthood. I'm the oldest. My brother and sister are both deceased, but my sister became a veterinarian. And so it was like my stories are primarily overcoming stories because there was a lot to overcome. I wound up attending an Ivy League law school. So I like diversity. I value other people's overcoming stories a lot. And with disabilities, there's a lot to choose from. But I am amazed at the resilience, the sheer grit that people have that other people don't realize where somebody has a disability. Maybe it shows, maybe it doesn't. But don't underestimate anybody's determination and power, self-empowered. Maybe they need a little reminder of that from somebody like me, but empowered. So use the power well.
I love that. And you actually were sharing with me earlier about a specific thing that happened to you really recently that affected your health for a brief time here. Do you want to share a little bit about that? Because I think that really is a great public service to share something that a lot of us haven't had that experience. So if you would mind sharing a little bit about that, I would really love to hear this.
Oh, sure. Well, not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before in the evening, I started getting a high fever and chills and weakness and just generally malaise. And I figured that my flu vaccine just had failed me. I had the flu. I will never, ever self-diagnose on something like that again because it was Friday before I went to urgent care. They ran a couple tests. They said, well, 2 weeks ago, all your systems were normal. Not all of them are failing, every one of them. And I said, oh, really? A flu can do that? Well, no, the big change is from that big a change is from an infection, an internal affection. And what happened was because I let it go and had no early symptoms of infection whatsoever, uh, partly as a result of being an older woman. Um, I actually went right straight to an ER. Fortunately, the ER I went to is in a hospital that's in the top 1% of the country. Um, so, so I went there. They kept me for a couple of days. They weren't really saying very much until Sunday. One of the physicians said, "Oh, you have bacteria in your blood," and that meant nothing to me. Um, and later on, somebody finally told me, "Well, what you have is sepsis." Now, sepsis can kill you if you go too long without being seen, and your systems continue to fail. It can get to a point where there's no return. I just, I went through a version of it. Let me tell you, I was wish that on my worst enemy, but you can survive it. Um, I have a very supportive husband. I've worked as a home health aide. He has worked as an orderly, um, in our past experience, niches. So I just got very lucky to get top treatment all the way around. And then, but if you have symptoms of a fever and chills, for God's sake, get it, get yourself tested, find out what it is, and do not do what almost happened to me. I face to face with my mortality because I figured it was just the flu. So don't make my mistake. Get in there and get it treated, and you will have an excellent prognosis. Just don't delay.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. I can't even imagine how scary that would be that you go from it's the flu to whoa, that was serious. This is not something to mess with. So good to share that information out there. And thank you for being willing to share that because I think people need to realize, you know, you gotta make sure you're okay. And don't be afraid to reach out and get checked out. Just make sure you're okay. And there's a way to treat something like that when you have sepsis. If it's caught early enough, they can do something about it. But if you wait too long, you said you were already had organs shutting down, and oh my gosh. So
They're
so
coming
glad that
back.
you're here.
They're
You are
coming
back.
back.
Yeah. So
They're back. I can't do the movie imitation very well, but I try.
I love it. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing your story here with us. And, speaking of people who are good storytellers and connectors, we have the one, the only Alan Holmes joining us tonight as well. Alan, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Well, before I go into it, Big Unc has to do this. Catherine, from the bottom of my heart, I honor you. I love you. I want to say that right there because of the simple fact that for you to share that story, sepsis, Don't know what it is. I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna be looking it up because my wife has mental wellness. I call mental wellness. And back in 2012, when she was on life support for 3 months, I shut everything down and I went straight to ER, and that's where I stayed. And they basically said, "Well, she's gonna go and meet the man." I said, "No, she's not." We went back and forth. I, that's why I'm no longer employable, because the words that came out of my mouth was, "Look, yeah." But that's the story for another day. I shared it with you is because for you to come back and fight back from the other side, to come here to see and grace us with your presence. I'm honored to know you, and I wish you nothing but continuous success. From one person to other, from California, wherever you are, literary agent, welcome to the Disability Channel. The World of Ability, Disability Channel today. See, I get this mixed up when we're around greatness. But anyway, thank you for sharing your story, which leads to me who I am. Yes, I am Alan Holmes, Master Connector, MC Home on Wednesdays with 8 a.m. Pacific with Mr. Kurt Roscoff and Emily Gomer. By the way, we had, I don't know, maybe I'm still reeling from this morning. I had two guests. I was supposed to have one, then I had two. We bumped into each other. There was the gentleman who was Andy Funkhauser, who was a consultant. Then we had Jose, and Jose had a stem cell research. If you go back and look at the Master Connection channel on LinkedIn, that's MC Holmes. But today I'm Master Connected. Collaborating, connecting, networking, that's what I do. Eradicating poverty, ending mental health stigma, and educating on financial literacy, what I love doing. And yes, this great big flag behind me is U.S. Army 13 Bravo, U.S. Army Proud 13 Bravo. And yes, I was on the 22 a day February event. Oh, it was the one. And yes, I did have a little link, and I can put in the chat that it is actually a tribute. It's a 4-minute video by Daniel Stunklar from H&P, who created this. Oh, we were back and forth for so many times, but we put this in. It's all about veterans resources. And yes, Mr. Zach Clayton is number 2. So if you want me to blah, blah, blah about who you are, this is to the Disability Channel and everybody, please let me know and I'll be here of service. But before I start running my mouth, there is a young lady somewhere in the ring, Marianne, floating around somewhere in Waikiki and chasing garbage cans and things like that. I'm going to stop talking. It's nice to meet you, Catherine. Back to you, Sue, because the legendary, the incomparable, Marianne is in the house. Or do we have Kurt? Who do I have? I'm just talking. You have to pull my mic. I don't know what I'm doing. Is we have Marianne? Or is that you, Sue?
She
Back to
was
you.
here. She's bounced off. I think she's got a signal connection issue going on, but hopefully we'll have her.
Okay, well then may I say Mr. Kurt Roscoff in the house, or do I let you lead you? I don't want to take over your show. Oh, there he is, and I'm gonna start talking. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Mr. Roscoff, Mr. Kurt Roscoff in the house. Go ahead.
All right, here we are in great TDC fashion. The Disability Channel is definitely grabbing onto this mantra going around the world, thrive in 25. And we've got a lot of things in the hopper, things in the can, and things coming out at you. We had a powerhouse meeting today with Richie and Ori and Jesse from People for a New America, and we had a gentleman from Alabama, and we've got Jay, coming out at us from Toronto, and I was representing Project Die Hard and what we're going to be doing out of Illinois. We are culminating this May 3rd. Saturday, May 3rd is going to be a historic event. This country is going to be ever so proud once again to bridge from the 22-hour live stream from Zach Clayton to Jay Stoyan Productions with rock star Richie Inori, a world-class drummer, multi-pronged talent, multi-platinum artist, and a whole entourage of talent that is going to come out, and we are going to have a whole team of production staff, and it is telethon format. So Jay is going to be our Jerry Lewis, and we are going to really pour it on, folks. We're going to make this 8 hours of captivating, compelling entertainment from a handful of different locations. And who knows, by the time it gets to May 3rd, we may have more locations basing the productions. But right now, 8 hours will be packed full of programming you are not going to want to miss. So, LA, Alabama, Illinois, Toronto, and more coming at you. May 3rd, a fundraiser for the Veterans First Initiative. And we're going to be doing things like buying gift cards for veterans, handing veterans cards that they can go buy what they need. What a concept, hey? That is the objective of this group, to make an immediate change, to stop the blah, 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 right? We're going to go, yeah, 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 yeah. We're going to empower people and, go get what you need and make a change. And, you know, there we go. Salute our veterans all day long. So we're going to get that going right here and now. So we're going to make it all about veterans all the way through. And we're going to rally this and we're going to capture support again worldwide. We're going to be reaching veterans wherever they are in the world and veterans supporters. And we're going to make a difference, an international sensation for sure. And I couldn't be more pleased, proud, or privileged to be a part of what this packed house of resourcefulness is going to come out and be. So we're going to try to revisit all the folks that made the 22-hour podcast possible and see if we can reassemble May 3rd and do a knockout program. There's ideas on the table that when it all comes through, people are not going to believe it, what we're going to accomplish May 3rd. So if I haven't said it already, May 3rd is going to be amazing. Back to you, Sue.
Awesome. Oh, I can hardly wait to hear more. This is going to be one for the record books. I love it. So stay tuned. Come on back next week. Find out more. I'm only can assume over the course of the next couple months here, as all the things are getting put together, that you'll keep getting little nuggets, adding in, finding out more who's going to be there, what's going to happen. So stay tuned. Come on back and you'll be in the know. So this is the Disability Channel, and we are the Today Show communities. So before we wrap up, this is such a wonderful community. I'm grateful for you guys all being here. I want to give everybody a chance to share a take-home message or whatever's on your mind. If you want to share contact info, whatever is on your mind at this moment, I want to give everybody just a moment here to have a final thought. So actually, Ellen, I think I'm going to pass it your way first, my wonderful man, joining us as wonderful. I'm so grateful that you come back week after week and are part of our team here and what we do. Thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you. I'm going to make it full circle. And I always say, can't talk too long, I'll get emotional, but it was almost a year ago when I learned about this thing called No Card. And I have it in the thing. And a matter of fact, I just let it quiet as kept. I talked about No Card, and I connected with Kurt Roscoe, who told me about No Card, by the way, hint, hint. And I went ahead and talked to Mr. Rob Pickering just this past weekend. And he shared with me some things, and No Card is about to do some things. And then I shared with him the second resource, which was actually part of the 22-day veteran. So when you get a chance, take a look at that. That is not me, that's AI, but it talks about quote unquote veteran resources. It was so good that Jeff and I was on the phone along with Daniel for almost 4 hours. I said, what in the world? I didn't get off. So this is what I do. I never know who I'm going to meet. And then again, it is an honor and privilege to meet you, Catherine. Again, sending loves and support in all your way. It is Alan Holmes, Master Connector. Please get a hold of me and let me know how I can be of service. And to those who are around the world, Marianne's back. We say it once, we say it twice, she's back. She may just accidentally on purpose appear on the Mastery of Connections, May 17th. Did I say that out loud? Okay, back to you, Miss Sue. We're going.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Alan. And welcome back, Marianne. We actually are just going around the room and sharing some final thoughts. I think, let's see, Marianne, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I love it.
Yeah, well, this is I think a Zoom connection because something popped up to send it to Zoom. So anyway, thank you again for sharing my new exciting video. It's an honor. We're going to be working with Douglas Carroll and CNN on the Great Pacific Garbage Patch with a segment with Leon McLaughlin cleaning up the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And how I wrote that book was because all this garbage was swirling around the sailboat that I lived on in Honolulu, Hawaii, while interpreting for my deaf friend at the Unity Church of Hawaii. And my writer, Suzanne Sim, is in Ajihi, Mexico. I'm in San Carlos. And I have met with the Navarrete Bilingual School to promote this book. And oh, what a feeling it was to walk down the street with the parents going, "We saw your photos, we saw your books." So we're sharing it internationally. And I was in Vancouver last fall with my Canadian neighbors who brought me up. And I did a book signing at the Coquitlam Library there. And I met a sign language interpreter and a couple of deaf individuals. But during that journey, too, I had won the Awesome Grant Foundation Award. And part of that money, the $500, we hired Jay Stoyan from the Disability Channel to interview me for 4 months with the Acts of Kindness series book series. And we had 32 million subscribers. And wow, that was great and exciting. And part of that Awesome Grant Foundation Award, we gifted the Honolulu Hawaii School for the Deaf and Blind during October Anti-Bullying Month, my second book, Rabbit Acts of Kindness, No Bully, and the Folk Manis Puppets, and the coloring books, and a water unit from Leon McLaughlin from Clean Water Foundation. And we want to multiply that acts of kindness. And we're doing it here in San Carlos, Mexico, World Water Day too. The parrot heads have selected Clean Water Foundation to gift a water unit to a school and an orphanage here. And they like to party with a purpose. So they're going to have a live band home party concert on World Water Day. Now, I'll be on a boat somewhere because you know I'm a sailor. And we're going to have so much fun in the month of March. Alan, I'm coming on March 17th. We're going to be talking about World Water Day and all the exciting things. And again, we're going to have a free download of our fourth book, dedicated to Leon McLaughlin, Clean Water Foundation, with our new character, Waterflow the Whale, for the love of water. We are going to have such an exciting month in March. And I want to again talk about hearing loss. That's my background. So 30 some years ago, I was a case manager with the deaf. And the American Disabilities Act was signed by President Bush. We also have another partner, Trevor Gibbs, who evaluates websites to make sure you're ADA compliant. That means you can read the book, you can read the website, the text, the size, the colors, the bold. Men over 50 tend to acquire color blindness. So business owners seriously need to have your websites evaluated by Trevor Gibbs, the online detective, A Charity Revolution. And you can visit that and sign up to meet him on www.actsofkindnessseries.com. And if you want to be on our podcast, World of Ability, you can do that as well. You can see the books, you can see the coloring books, you can see Leon. And I just want to highlight too with our fourth book, Cool Acts of Kindness. It's my fourth baby here, and I'm so excited because this one's for climate change. Our first one's for ocean cleanup. Then our second one is for anti-bullying, and now to complete the series for climate change. And it features Waterflow the whale. And the United Nations is talking about glaciers and water. So look on the front cover. We have a huge glacier with a heart. We have Waterflow the whale. And in the corner there, you got a polar bear and named Antarctic. And she acquires a hearing loss because she's acquiring a fever from climate change. And in regards to Catherine talking about high fevers, back in the day too, when rubella and the measles were out there, a lot of people were born with deafness due to this um, series of flu vaccinations, non-vaccinations, until it was treated. And so I had the opportunity with working with clients who were born because their mothers weren't vaccinated or they acquired measles and they didn't have it, so they were born deaf. And we've given them full communication and total communication, and what an honor it is. So again, we also went through COVID. We know people acquired a hearing loss, and we know people did acquire tinnitus, ringing in the ears, or vertigo as a long lasting long COVID. And talking about tinnitus ringing in the ears, Alan, again, we have millions of moms and dads coming home from service who can't hear their own children or grandchildren. And veterans can qualify for disability for tinnitus ringing in their ears. And also, I've been watching a man named Blind to Billionaire. I hope we get to bring him on the show because last week Kurt and I helped a new friend who was losing his vision and losing some other things and work. And I said, go to this Blind to Billionaire YouTube website and listen to what he has to apply for those benefits, to see what you qualify. And veterans with tinnitus and ringing, they get a separate stimulus Social Security SSDI, if I'm misquoting it, they get an additional compensation for hearing loss. So again, we're sharing all these things on the World of Ability. And again, on the front cover too is Mr. Penmanship, who writes letters to Greenpeace for climate change with his son, Little Tuck. So that's the cover of the front of the book. On the back, we have two B's, Bee of the Queen and Pollination. And we are applying for the Pollination Foundation project to what? Bring a water unit to the Nigeria library schools. Just like we did with the Hawaii School for the Deaf and Blind, we want to multiply the acts of kindness. We're doing it this month in San Carlos, Mexico. So Nigeria, Africa, here we come. And we also partner with an African Film Festival friend, Jasper Johnson, who we met on the World of Ability. It's all about networking. Catherine, I can't wait to talk to you, to share our stories, to introduce you to Leon, because you're up there. He's up there in Seattle, Washington. And we had a little glitch printing Seattle, Washington in this book that we are reviewing right now. But it's a good story and it's a good education. So thank you, Sue. www.actsofkindnessseries.com. So go out and play as a tagline. I'm Marianne of Waikiki and aloha. Adios,
Excellent.
amigos.
Thank you so much, Marianne. And for our final word here, well, almost final word, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Catherine here. Kathy, if you want to come on in and share your final thoughts with us, and then Kurt, I'll give you a moment and we'll wrap it up. But Kathy, so glad that you're here tonight.
I like being with a bunch of big dreamers.
You got that
And
here,
that's
that's for
exactly
sure.
what everyone is. Um, I I am glad to have found someone with worthwhile projects because I will only take on something that either there's a mission element involved where what is being done, or at least part of what's being done, is helpful to a larger audience. For example, I have a dear business buddy and we become personal friends, a therapist in San Diego who herself qualified for not only a 100% woman-owned business, but also since childhood has been deaf in 1 year. Never let it stop her. She's very open about it. She'll tell people when she's doing a speech that, okay, I'm talking to you. If you start to applaud, I'm not going to be able to hear you. So make it loud. And she does, one of the things she's done amazing things. One of the things she's done is 79 what's called mandatory classes, where you're in a courtroom and the judge doesn't like you and it's custody of children, or it's a criminal offense you've been accused of. And the judge points a finger at you because you blinked at him and says, you, sir, have to take an anger management class. That's what she does. And I'm helping her expand that to the world of attorneys. And we do have a project to help lawyers in LA and other wildfire areas learn how to deal appropriately with all of the highly traumatized people they're going to be representing, because there's going to be a slew of lawsuits. And so we are cooperating with the Los Angeles Bar Association. Michelle's doing the continuing legal education unit. Also in San Diego is LexFid, and they are a CLE provider, normally my CLE provider, and they are planning to issue the CLE free of charge to every lawyer in California. And I live for moments like that.
Excellent. Oh, so glad to have you here. The diverse experiences you've had and the stories you're able to share with us, I really appreciate so much. If anyone wanted to get in touch with you, what would be the best way for them to connect?
I would say definitely either use my name, the informal version at Gmail, or I am open to phone calls. I'm kind of old-fashioned that way. I know the modern generations tend not to like phone calls whatsoever. However, I love them. And that is
Excellent.
360-433-7155. And I'm in Pacific time zone.
Perfect. Oh, thank you so much, Cathy, for being here with us. This has been a real pleasure. Kurt, over to you.
Why are we here? Why are we here? We're here because if I ask you to bring me another channel that does television buying with people with disabilities and veterans, it would be a mission impossible, wouldn't it? It'd be like this tape is going to self-destruct, right? It would be like those movies, right? We are here because Jay Stoyan is one in 175 billion people that has ever been on this planet. He's the guy that broke the trend. He's a guy that stands up and says, this world is going to change and this world is going to create a space and a place for people with disabilities and veterans to be a part of the television industry and produce television shows. It's been happening for over a decade, folks. I had this aspiration 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and I was all talk, no action. January 2020, the whole trajectory changed because this gift, the Disability Channel, fell upon my lap through LinkedIn, through the mastery of connection. Make no mistake, this is a humanitarian project. This is something where we are changing the anthropological trajectory. Say that 5 times. Anthropological trajectory. I'm coining the phrase right here, right now. We are change makers. We are change agents. It's the power of one. And that one is you. I tell the story about 5 years ago at our water ski site. I grabbed my skis out of the water, performing with a show ski organization, a practice thing. I look over to the tree, there was a gentleman there. I conjure up a conversation. At the end of the conversation, I say, hey, why don't you join our ski club? He looks at me. He goes silent. I persisted for a minute to get his reaction. And he said, I thought you had to be somebody. Woo! 5.5 years ago, that became the moment. I'm here to make sure, folks, that every person on this planet knows that they are somebody. We are a team of 8 billion people. We are healing the troubles of 175 billion people that have ever walked this planet. We are rebooting, reassembling humans across the planet to rise up to what we really have been created to do and to do it more friendly to our planet and each other. Peace on earth is possible. Make no mistake, we're coming through this channel and we're channeling your power. If you're watching, listening this is to share, folks. Your message is to share. Earlier today, I was on with one of our rock stars in podcasting, Steve Ramona. We've been doing this for over a year, where he's been kind to host us on a podcasting workshop. And he inspired somebody to speak about his local community in California. And Steve said, well, why don't we create a podcast for that community? And let's ignite all these things that he's talking about. He was talking about they handed out food to immigrants out there in California. There are things that need done. The people's business needs done. And media is a way that we are spurring the conversations that need to be had. We are putting in people's minds the things that we can more be mindful of and that can channel what is in our heart and have the guts to go out there and do it. So, folks, hear me now and believe me later. You're going to do it. Back to you, Sue.
What a night. We are here with the Disability Channel. We are the TDC Today Show communities. And if you haven't seen Community tonight, I don't know where you were looking because I'm seeing it everywhere. I love how we all come together and have so much to offer. And I am blessed to be here to be able to help bring this forward. So, Cathy, Kurt, Marianne, and Alan, you guys are all wonderful. Thank you for being part of this wonderful community that we are in. And I look forward to our next time back together here. For all of us here with the Disability Channel,